Okay, we're live in Studio B, day-to-day BYU Sports play-by-play. Jeremy Jordan, Dave McCann, and happy 70th birthday to this man, Steve Cleveland. Happy birthday, man.
This is our gift.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, well, there you go. It was going to eventually happen, and it did.
Lunch is on Dave.
70 years. What was the best year?
The best year? Oh man, I've had too many best years. Yeah, I'm just happy to be alive and have pretty good health and be with my family. It's awesome coming up here and visiting my kids and being with you guys.
Saw you on the second row last night.
Second row, that's the best I could get.
You're off to a good year.
It's off. Maybe
One day
was my best day.
One day you'll get to the first row. Yeah,
exactly.
BYU plays UC Irvine occasionally. I always think I know an Irvine anteater.
Yes,
one
exactly.
Steve Cleveland.
There's not many of them around.
The long hair, man. That's awesome. Okay, so the best thing is that it's your birthday. The worst thing is that we saw you yesterday. We're like, hey, Cleve, come in and chat about what happened. But we think you have some answers because you've been through the ringer in similar situations, Steve, of teams that succeed at the highest level, and then other teams you've got to help out in some way. So what are you seeing from this team the last 3 games that's been different?
I think something that a lot of people haven't talked about is that when you get to the second half of conference play, people make adjustments. And where Foose was getting deep post touches maybe early on in conference play, all of a sudden he's getting pushed off the block. They're top-siding him. They're making him shoot over them and through them. Everything's contested. That alone is a significant thing because he's been really, really important to this team in terms of being able to score inside, and it's been really difficult for him. I think the second thing is that Barcello is so difficult to guard, but now what's happening is that they're switching everything, hard hedging, sometimes trapping him, where he's got to take the ball back and attack. Now, he can score 25 points against anybody. The key thing, when they take all of that away, he doesn't get into the seams where people have to help and guys have wide open threes. And there's been very, very little of that the last 3 games because of the schemes of coaches are doing and preparing for BYU. So it's they're getting a different look, besides the fact that they shot 50% of their free throws and had a hard time shooting the 3 ball. I mean, those things all contribute to it, but you got to give a lot of you have to pay attention to what teams are doing to you and make those adjustments.
Now, you inherited a team that had gone 1-25 before you got here. You went to 3 big dances. You won the Coach of the Year in the Mountain West, the 2001 conference tournament. I think, is that the only conference tournament?
We're still waiting to equal that.
You got that going for you. But I know there were times when you and Dave and your staff looked at each other and thought, what are we going to do with this team? Because it wasn't always rosy, and you had some difficult seasons. Yeah. There were different times in those seasons. What did you do to figure it out?
You know, I think what's really important is your relationships with guys. And I think the best teams that I ever coached were kind of player-led, and they have a great leader in Barcello there that is the leader of this team. The culture's there. Those things are there. I think you have to get one-on-one with these young people. You got to let them know, watch film, work. I used to, when guys had shooting slumps and things, I'd actually go in the gym and work out with them. I think the relationship between Coach Pope, they've got an amazing staff. But when things are down, you got to reflect on the positive. You as a coach, you have to say, hey, these are the things we got to get better at, but they got to keep believing. And this team is, for me, watching them over the last 2.5 years, this is a group, a coaching staff and players that trust each other. There's great continuity in everything that they do. They're doing all the right things. They're going through a difficult time right now. I think you need to be positive, but also in a situation where guys got to believe in themselves. And obviously these last 2 or 3 nights, big possessions late in the game.
All right, let me ask you this. How lonely of a feeling is it as a coach in a frustrating phase and moment to turn around and look at your bench and there aren't any answers there?
I've had a lot of teams like that.
We're not just talking Fresno State. Some of them have.
I'm just telling you, man, my whole life I rebuilt programs. So if we started from scratch, whether it was high school, junior college, and it is difficult. It is difficult. And you got to have, the one thing is you got to believe in these. They got to know you believe in them. And no matter whether they miss short shots or they turn it over, they have to stay positive here because Saturday's going to be difficult. There's no question. But going forward, they have 5 more games.
Yep.
The most difficult is St. Mary's.
Right.
They go to St. Mary's and win and take care of business. They're still a bubble team. They'll have an opportunity to go to the NCAAs. They can't let last night's loss impact the next 6 games. They're going to have to play really well to beat Gonzaga. If it happens, great. But there's still a lot of season left. And they go beat St. Mary's at St. Mary's and sweep the table. I believe they have a great chance to get in the tournament.
They had a players-only meeting. how many players-only meetings can you have, I guess? And then when sort of there is unrest in the locker room, and it unravels, how do you ravel that back? Like, is it, the players have great leadership. It feels like there's great leadership on this team, but it's certainly being challenged right now. And they talk about the best locker room in America. That's got to come together, and very quickly.
And these things are really hard to be the best locker room in America when you've lost 3 games. It really tests you mentally, physically, and emotionally. And so I think as a coaching staff, you look for the positive and the negative, work through it. But it's hard. I mean, it's really, really hard. And I think they have to see the big picture. They can't give up on their goals, getting to the postseason, getting to the tournament. The window is still there. And if they get stuck on last night or what's happened, or stuck on maybe a potential loss tonight, then it'll go south pretty quick. I just don't see that happening with his coaching staff. I mean, I have so much respect for Mark and his group, and I think it's a player-led team. I mean, maybe right now there is a little dissension, but they lack confidence. You can see that. They missed a lot of chippies. When you miss half your free throws at home, man, that's hard. That's hard to digest, and it gets down. So you got to keep pumping them up and being positive with them. There's no other approach than that.
There was some positive last night in Tiki's play, career highs, and he was a dominant force blocking shots, double figures for the first time for a guy who's still figuring it out. But as you look at a Tiki and go, that's the center for the next 3 years, along with Foose, how do you feel about that?
I don't think it's enough. I think if you have Harward and Baxter playing right now, a lot of that stuff at the rim gets taken care of. We haven't said a whole lot about those 2 guys not being here, but at the end of the day, that's a different game. It's a different team. Those 2 freshmen are amazing. I love their energy. They're excited to play every night, and they're going to get better. Hey, when they're juniors, they're going to be in the Big 12.
Right.
Okay?
Right, yep.
And you need about 6 of those guys to compete in the Big 12. It's like one of the coaches said. He said, the Big 12, I'll tell you what the Big 12 is like. That's like playing Gonzaga every week.
Every week.
And that's kind of what it's like.
Yeah.
And so they've got to have size and athleticism. I love both those guys. I just love their energy and their passion. They're just sweet young men. I mean, they just love the game. And so, yeah, Tiki did play well. And he's bouncy, and I'm not giving up on Foose, but everybody goes through it as a freshman, and
He's going through it.
He's going through it, and it's not easy, and it's easy to lose their confidence, and that's why coaches and senior leadership has to step in and say, hey, you're okay, man. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Even if BYU's playing well, it's probably unrealistic to expect a win versus Gonzaga. You certainly hope for one. So what do you want to see from this group, given what's going on right now, tomorrow night against the Zags?
I think the key thing is being strong with the ball, that playing together. You miss shots, don't get down. You play as hard as you can possibly play in front of those 20,000 fans that'll be there tonight. And that's what people appreciate. You know, the likelihood, BYU has a history of beating this team. This is a really special team. You're coming off 3 losses. I know it's probably not probable, but they've got to play like it is probable, have that confidence, and just not give up. I think you see that in some teams and programs. I just don't see this team giving up. I just don't see it among the coaches. I don't see it among the players. They have a lot of good leadership. They're going to have to overcome some adversity. Really, to be honest with you, in 2.5, 3 years, this is the first real adversity this coaching staff has ever had to deal with.
Amen. This is the most kind of negative I've felt in 3 years.
They've not experienced that. Now, Coach Pope and his staff, they've been around at every level. They'll deal with this. That's part of what it is. But don't get stuck here and then have it impact the next 4 or 5 games. And I just think the staff and Alex and others, Lucas, they've got enough leadership here that they can get through it.
I think the challenge with the Zags, too, is BYU's the only team that actually gets their interest up. And they're on ESPN Saturday night.
It's true.
I think they're depressed that BYU's going to the Big 12 because look at the schedule. It's like, well, we beat everybody else all the time by so many points. So they come in, too, with their focus. They shot 69% against BYU last month.
Well, and think about BYU putting up 80-some at Gonzaga. Okay, they put up something 80-some. We're going to have a really good game, you know, and they got to be loose. They can't be tight and tense. And I think hopefully there's some quick hitters. There's some adjustments offensively that they can do some things. They've got to get into seams where guys need to help. If nobody's ever helping defensively, then you're always taking a contested shot. And it's hard to shoot 50% when they're all contested.
And what's the matchup where you can get in an advantage where you require the help? That's the question. I felt like in the past, Eric Mika can match up with Karnowski or whatever, right? And this one, it's tough. You hope the veteran leadership of Lucas and Barcelo can create something there, because certainly in the front court, they got it on everybody, literally everybody, Holmgren and Timmy. That's tough.
That is tough. But your seniors need to play well. I mean, Barcelo, Lucas, they need to step up, play well. And Gideon looked nervous last night.
Maybe the starting job was a little much for him.
Whatever it might be. And I know Lohner has been a little bit of a struggle, but guys got to keep believing. They got to keep talking positively. There's nothing that comes. There's no good about talking negatively here. I mean, you just have to look forward and say, hey, we have the potential. If anything, I'd watch highlights from the Gonzaga game. Before this game, I would probably have 20 clips of guys making baskets against Gonzaga, even in a loss, so they see and can feel and believe that they can do it again.
Your former assistant, Dave Rose, in a tough spell. What can you tell us?
You know what? I talked to his brother. I had talked to Cheryl earlier in the week because Kip and I were going to go and see him. And he had kind of an infection that developed. He ended up going back up to the University of Utah. And we're hopeful that he's going to come home Saturday. And I just God bless him and his family, and this has been a difficult thing, a really, really difficult thing. So our prayers are with him. He is a fighter. I mean, look at all the things he's overcome.
Absolutely.
And we love Dave, we love Cheryl and her family, and God bless them. They're in our prayers. But man, it's a struggle. There's no question. But he's a battler, and we hope he wins another battle here.
Absolutely.
It's good to have you with us.
Happy birthday, man.
Thanks, man.
I know you moved to California to play more golf. What are you doing for your birthday?
Not a whole lot. I'm with my grandkids. We went to see the Jazz play. That was fun. Wednesday, though, it looked like a G League game with all the guys out. And all
the we need you. Let's go.
The protocol. And in fact, I talked to Danny Ainge, and Danny said that he had been a G League game before. I said, yeah, that looked like a G League. He said, I went the night before. Yoli was the biggest guy on the floor. And then the next night we got the same thing. So the NBA, I love the NBA, but right now it is really strange.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Okay,
Thanks, man.
Appreciate
Good to be with you.